Hello everyone and welcome back guys to a brand new video where today we're here back for a new league actually on F1 2019. This time we're here for ERC. Yes, this is the Esports Racing Championship. 10 teams go head to head and race for glory here. Obviously it is a team-based event, so there are 2 drivers from each team, and I've gone obviously with LCR this time around, driving with LK and was meant to be Hayden, but Hayden's been useless and bailed on us, which is very, very sad. But yeah, this championship hopefully is going to be a bit of fun, something a little bit different, some new names, everything like that. So hopefully, yeah, we can have a good time out. And unfortunately, this isn't even round 1 highlights. This is actually round 2 from the Chinese Grand Prix circuit. Round 1 didn't go well. Turns out I'd messed up my brake force on my Fanatec and then ran deep and then couldn't stop and hit a wall, and yeah, that was not the best start to the season back at Australia. But yeah, coming though into round 2 for the Chinese Grand Prix. Quite looking forward to this one. It is a 10 race calendar, this series. It takes us around mainly the better tracks in Formula 1. There are a couple of still fairly mediocre ones in my opinion, but you've got most of the good tracks on this calendar. I mean, obviously we had Australia, then we're here for China, then we are heading to the Monaco Grand Prix, Canada, Austria, and then in the second half of the season we've got Belgium, Monza, and then I think there's a couple of other places, Abu Dhabi, Brazil, if I'm not mistaken, towards the end of the season, and one other track, I'm going to guess Japan, but yeah. Anyway, though, coming towards the end of my fastest qualifying lap, it would have been an okay lap, I guess, down in towards the final couple of corners we go. We're about 2 seconds up on my previous best. I get very lucky not to actually invalidate, and it is a 1:31.2 there, 3/10 off provisional pole, and I'm all the way down in 8th. Ready for the start of this Grand Prix there. And you can see by the end of qualifying, ESR Amaze, the absolute GOAT of F1 2019 there, does manage to whack it onto a pole with a 1:30.3 there. Fantastic job by him at the end of the session, ahead of Infamous and iLogic Gamer there, Smithson, Hybrid, Duralex, KJ, Leopard, all-rounder, myself, and then Critchley, LK, my teammate, and then Crisito, I don't know how to pronounce that name, as well, just behind us as well. But getting ready, though, on the grid for this Grand Prix though, and yeah, we are hopefully coming down in towards the final couple of corners. And as you can see, it is actually intermediates for the start of this Grand Prix here. It's looking like it was meant to be wet throughout a lot of this race. We'll wait and see as to how long the rain does stay out for here. Sometimes it can be a bit unpredictable on the F1 games, but yeah, hopefully we can get a good start to this race nonetheless. And just the aim probably after last week was just try and survive. Obviously, I just want to try and get some points on the board. It isn't just for me, it is for the, LCR and everything like that. So we've definitely got to try and build up some consistency. And I definitely feel like top 10s should be possible pretty much week in, week out as well. So yeah, we will wait and see about that. But we are ready, though, on the grid for the second round of the season here at the Chinese Grand Prix. The lights are coming on now for ERC round 2. And it is 5 lights, and it is lights out, and away we go. They're actually responding quite well to the lights. A lot of lag coming from all-rounder next to us there as we head down towards turn 1. Trying to keep it nice and tidy on the inside line here. Are we going to be able to capitalise, make many places through the first corner there? Hoping people sort of wash out wide and then we can capitalise from that, but we'll wait and see as we head down in through T1 there. The Haas of Smithson running a little bit loose there through the first couple of corners. You can see trying to sneak the outside on the exit of the corner there. Are we able to get the power down on the exit there? Smithson running right in front of me there on the exit of the corner, trying to get the power down as we head out of Sector 1 there, down in towards the hairpin, starting Sector 2. And are we able to have a look around the outside of the Haas car here? I think we are just about able to. We're still going to be side by side as we head up the hill here, but we should have the inside for the next corner there. And yeah, that is us now up into P8 of the Grand Prix. So a good little start for ourselves in this race as we head now down in towards Sector 2. Through the S section we go. You can see KJ trying to have a look up the inside of IMX Hybrid as we head through the next few corners here. Can we get the power down as we head out onto this back little straightaway here? I think we've got quite a good run this time around there. Luckily, we'll just sit behind these two at the moment and try to capitalise if we can. The Hybrid runs a bit deep in towards the breaker zone here. We're going to try and get the switch back there. Realistically, I should have probably tried to get the inside of Hybrid and potentially made it 3 wide there, but we bogged down a little bit there trying to get the power down on the exit as we head out onto the back straightaway there. And yeah, we have just about kept it pointing in the right direction here. We've got a good run on the Mclaren man though. Are we able to have a look up the inside as we head down in towards the final big braking zone of the lap here. Just inching side by side with them there, locking up ever so slightly. Dralex runs deep just in front of us there. A lot of lag coming from him as well there. But as we head through the final corner, we are now up into P7 of the race there. A bit of contact actually between Dralex and KJ there. That's going to move us straight up into P6 of the Grand Prix here, and trying to duck into the slipstream of Dralex as well here. We're going to be able to have a look up the inside. No, not into T1. He lags forward, he lags back. We're just going to have to go full send through the first corner there. We don't want to have to be sat behind this lagging car at the moment there, so that is exactly what we do. And then coming through in towards T2 there, yeah, we've made that work, and we're at 5 places off the start of the Grand Prix there, so definitely one of my better starts I've had on F1 2019 here. Usually I aim to keep it pretty much even off the start of a Grand Prix, but yeah, this time around up 5 spots. Yeah, certainly can't complain about that. And over the next couple of laps though, the pace would be alright. We're definitely, you know, struggling to match the pace of some of the guys around me here. You can see Dralex would pretty much stick with us in that lagging Red Bull there. He would luckily get it sorted out over the next couple of laps as well. But yeah, unfortunately in towards T1 there, he gets the nose up the inside, and I don't think there's going to be much we're going to be able to do in this situation there. We think about hanging it around the outside, but luckily he just lags forward ever so slightly there this time around, so we do slot back down into P6 of the Grand Prix. And like I said, the aim was just try and keep our nose clean and see where we ended up. Obviously it was going to be quite a tricky conditions race, so yeah, it was just going to be a fight for survival at the moment here as we head down in towards the next couple of corners here. I'll be able to get the power down on the exit there, really trying to manage the wheel spin here. As now onto the start of lap 8 here, we had all-rounder all over the back of us, and this is when I started to realise we had really gone through our first set of tyres very quickly in this race here. All-rounder was going to have a look up the inside. That runs me a little bit deep as we reach the bottom of the hill there, but he does slot the car in front as we head up the other side there. And yeah, all-rounder now up into P6 there. We drop down into P7 of this race, but yeah, at the moment though, I was, you know, trying to play the strategy game, everything like that, see where we could end up over the next couple of laps here, and this is sort of where I had the idea of we're going to have to pit onto another set of the intermediate compound. No matter how we like it, the track wasn't getting dry enough at this stage of the Grand Prix here. We really were just going to have to pit. So if I pit about now, lap 10, you can see KJ goes up the inside in towards the hairpin. We could basically force everyone else into having to pit with us as well in this Grand Prix. Obviously, I don't think many cars are going to try and go to the wet period. Sorry, to the dry period even, I should say. So if we could just stay out and then obviously get a lap undercut, 2 laps undercut on people, and just see if we can move ourselves back up the order there. You can see there are a couple of cars fighting up the road there, and that is exactly what we're going to do. End of lap 10 here, 18 laps to go in this Grand Prix here. We're going to dive it down into the pit lane here for my one and hopefully only stop of the Grand Prix. Well, obviously apart from moving over onto a set of the dries towards the end of the race here. And yeah, we're just going to see what we can manage on these inters. You know, fresh set, we'll try and keep them in a bit better nick this time round. You know, try and watch for the rear scrubbing and everything like that, the wheel spin and all that sort of thing. And yeah, we'll see where we end up in this Grand Prix. We're going to come along all the way down in P16 even, I should say, of the Grand Prix. They're only ahead of G Ninja, and it seems to be the case in this league. I'm always the one that has to pit early in these races, which is really not reassuring at the moment here. But it wouldn't take long before we were all over the back of MNT Hamilton here, who I actually race as well in AOR F3, and you can just see how much extra grip we've got over these guys at the moment. They're straight past the Toro Rosso of him, and hopefully we're going to be past Risotto as well very quickly in this Grand Prix here. You know, we definitely need to try and get past these slower cars as quickly as possible here and just see where we end back up in this race as well here. Breaking down nice and tidily in towards the final couple of corners. I definitely feel that the intermediate conditions are my best on F1 2019. It's definitely where I feel like my pace is its strongest relative to a lot of people. And yeah, hopefully we can try and prove that once again. The Hamilton dives into the pit lane just behind us there. Actually got very close to our rear end as we headed through the final couple of corners there. And you can see a few more drivers are now starting to make their pit stops here. And we've actually jumped KJ once again in this Grand Prix there. So we've made the undercut work on quite a few cars here. And obviously the guys that haven't pit yet, they're going to be losing even more time to us at the moment here as well in this race here. Crasotto, though, in the Toro Rosso, still just in front of us here. We need to get past him before we head in towards Sector 2 here. You can see we're going to be able to get quite a good run out of the next couple of corners there. Up the inside, in towards the hairpin. Nothing he can really do in terms of defence there. And yeah, we now slot ourselves up into P8 of the Grand Prix there. Purple through Sector 1 as well. You can see by the end of the lap there, Purple as well, a 46.2. We're definitely showing some good pace at the moment here in this Grand Prix. We actually jump all-rounder as well here. So we are making very, very good progress at this stage of the race here. Pretty much now at the halfway stage of this Grand Prix here. And now we need to see the track start to get a little bit drier here over these next couple of laps. You can see struggling a little bit with some oversteer through the final couple of corners here. And that might open up an opportunity once again for All-Rounder to be able to have a look round the outside as we make the run down towards turn 1 there. We're closing it to the back of one of the Mercedes as well as we head down in towards the first couple of corners of lap 15 here. And a few drivers, mainly ESR Amazed and Leopard, were trying to hold out to the dry period, but whether they were going to be able to do it was looking very, very tight at this stage of the Grand Prix for those guys to see if they'd be able to do that as well here. But yeah, we're pretty much halfway there though at the moment, and luckily I was in a party with Amaze, so he was telling me about his tyre wear and everything like that. Now he is on the pad, so his tyre wear should be even better as well, so I can only imagine what Leopard is trying to put that Williams through at the moment here. You can see Hassler and All-Rounder side by side as we head down in through the S section here. We need to try and get past the Mercedes as quickly as possible here. I don't think we're going to go for any sort of lunge though, to try and close up the gap as early and as quickly as possible there. Quick but careful is definitely the right way to describe this race at the moment. They're very, very deep out over the Astro there, as you can see, heading down in towards Sector 3, braking a little bit later than the Mercedes in front of us there. We thought we might like to go for a little bit of a half-hearted lunge there just to avoid picking up the front wing damage. There you can see coming out onto the back straightaway there, the Mercedes. No grip on the rear end of that car now. He was really, really struggling to keep the tyres in check and everything like that as we head out onto the back straightaway here. Obviously no DRS still in this race here, and it looks like he's running quite low wings, but we should be able to get up the inside there nice and tidy on the brakes there, get the car slowed down over the apex. I think KJ is going to try and follow us through as well there. You can see now we were up into P6 once again of this Grand Prix there, and by the end of lap 21 the rain had stopped and now the track was really, really starting to dry here. So now it's just a case of trying to time the move onto a set of the dry compound tyre here with just 7 laps to go of this race here, and it looks like Leopard and Connor have both had to dive it in on the set of the intermediates there onto a set of mediums, try and take them through to the end of this race. And I don't think it's dry enough just yet in this Grand Prix there. I think they are definitely still going to be struggling at the moment for grip over these next couple of laps there. By the end of lap 23, no, we'd stay out for yet another lap here, really struggling with the oversteer through that final corner there, and that might open up an opportunity for KJ to get past us as we head down in towards T1 there. We're not really going to try and fight it, no real point in doing so at the moment here, and with 4 laps to go, hopefully we will be diving into a set of the dries right in the dying stages of this Grand Prix there. We're probably going to go into a set of softs and really just absolutely hammer it for the final 4 laps of this Grand Prix here through the penultimate corner of lap 24 there. KJ, look at that in front of us. Is he going to dive it in? If he does, we definitely have to there, and yes he does, and yes we are going to as well here. So we are going to lose a couple of places once again to Connor and Leopard there, but hopefully we can try and close back up the gap as well in the dying stages of this race here. Into the pit lane we go. My teammate Elke actually very, very close behind us as well. There is certainly going to, he's definitely going to lose some time here, and this was not what either of us needed in this Grand Prix there. We come back out right behind the McLaren of Logic Gamer there, and you can see KJ in the Williams there. We gain a little bit on him as well there. I think there was a bit of lag involved in that one there, but yeah, Connor's got back past us, Leopard's got back past us, and now we've got just 4 laps to go of this Grand Prix and a fresh set of these soft compound tyres here. We can certainly just throw absolutely everything at this with just 2 laps to go, and you can see closing up the gap massively to Leopard and KJ here. And I don't know what it is, but when the track goes dry, normally our pace is very, very competitive here. As you can see, coming down in towards the final few corners of Sector 2 here, trying to get the power out as we head in towards Sector 3 here. And Leopard on that set of the mediums, they obviously have a huge, huge pace delta to our softs here, so we need to try and get past him as quickly as possible here. We've got DRS as well as we head down the back straight, but obviously it is Shazoo versus LCR. These guys are teammates, so surely they're going to try and work together there. We have a look up the outside of KJ, but he moves around towards the braking zone there. A bit of contact between us. Leopard defends on the inside there. All-Rounder sets the fastest lap of the Grand Prix as well there. And now KJ's starting to get a bit aggressive with Leopard as well here. Bit of wobble at the final corner, but 2 laps to go of this Chinese Grand Prix there, and P5 is on the cards in this race here. Down in towards turn 1. Are we going to be able to do anything? You can see Leopard just struggling with the grip at the moment there. KJ up the inside. Is he going to be able to make anything work there through the first corner? No, Leopard hangs him out to dry off the exit of turn 2 there. Not often you'd expect to see that between teammates with just a couple of laps to go of the Grand Prix. I mean, it is a team championship, so I'm not too sure what Leopard's trying to do at the moment there. But through the hairpin we go. I'll be able to get the switch back on KJ. I'm throwing absolutely everything at this at the moment. You know, we were really in the zone with just a couple of laps to go there. No idea what that line is from KJ. We almost ran into the back of him in towards the next couple of corners there. Think about hooking it up around the outside through the second part of the S's there, but we can't do it this time around there. And now we've just got a lap and a half to go here, and we desperately want to try and get past the Williams cars here, almost for bragging rights at this point here. I think penalties are going to take effect as well in this Grand Prix there. We can see coming through in towards the end of Sector 2 here, coming out onto the back straight once again here. Is Leopard going to be able to hold on for just over one more lap here? KJ's got a good run out of the snail section here. I'll be able to sit close to him as well. We're throwing absolutely everything that the car's got in it. Rich revs, overtake mode, DRS, everything like that here. And KJ, he's gaining on Leopard. Is he able to have a look up the inside in towards the final corner there? They're pretty even on the brakes. We try to get past him as well. They're side by side with Leopard on the exit of the corner there. We're going to give him a bit of a squeeze in towards the final couple of corners there. We're going to try and go slow in, fast out. He clips the grass. We try to get the power down out of the final corner there, and now they're starting to work together there. We can't get the run on Leopard out of the final corner. He's going to go defensive in towards T1 there. I'm not too sure if he was trying to have a look around the outside of KJ there, but speaking around the outside, right around the outside of Leopard we go through turn 1 there. He tries to squeeze me out, hang me out to try that. We hang the nose in. We are not letting him slam the door shut there with one lap to go of the Grand Prix. We hold firm, and we now move ourselves up into P6 of the Grand Prix here. But Leopard, he tries to go for the switchback move there. Just a slight move in the braking zone, because honestly, I wasn't expecting him to go for that. It was a really brave attempt there, but he was earlier on the brakes, so he did hold on to that one now. We've got half a lap to go. Could we potentially close up the gap to KJ as well here as we head down in towards the final few corners of the Grand Prix? Leopard is still obviously going to try and get back at us down the back straightaway here, and now we're trying to use the lean, save the fuel as best as possible here, because we've just got so little extra revs left in the car in towards the final corner of Sector 2 for one final time. Through the snail section now onto the back straight. We've still got quite a bit of ERS to play with. We're going to put the car back up into standard here. Infamous fastest lap of the Grand Prix to come through for the race victory as well there. Fantastic job by him. KJ's trying to break the toe as we head down the straight now. Really weaving about at the moment, but I don't think any of us are going to be close enough to each other to really go for anything there as we make big gains in the braking zone there. Everyone, Constantine, is up trying to get the power on the X there. A huge tank slapper out of the penultimate corner there and through the final corner. It is going to be P6 on the road there. What an end to the Chinese Grand Prix there. KJ, though, unfortunately, Leopard didn't have a penalty in the end, whilst both KJ and myself did. I did try to get it removed. Unfortunately, they didn't go with it there, so it is P7 at the end of the day there. But 6 points on the board. LK scores a point as well there, which is fantastic job for LCR. We get a double points finish in the second race of the season there. But what a race at the end of the day there. That was really sort of an interesting one. Strategy right to the very end there, and you can see a really tight finish between myself, KJ, and Leopard at the end of the day there. But it was Infamous that takes home the race victory ahead of all-rounder there, with Dralex in third, Connor in fourth in the end there, with Leopard and KJ in fifth and sixth there. And have a look at that. You can see the Red Bulls of VSR, the Renaults even, I should say, of, I think it's Tech... No, it's not Tech 10, I can't remember. No, it might be Tech 10, I can't remember. At the end of the day there, and then obviously Shizou with the Williams. I definitely think LCR, we could be looking at fourth in this title here. If we score some good consistent points throughout the next few rounds, we're definitely in a good fight for fourth with teams like AMS, and I think it's Livid, maybe? I might have got names wrong. Perhaps they've rage quit. Bossman, it might have been, I can't remember. As well at the end of the day, as well as the Mclarens, I can't remember which team they are as well. But yeah, that was a really good race at the end of the day. Almost 20 minutes, these highlights in the end as well. So it really does go to show how good a race that was in the end as well. We will have highlights from the Canadian Grand Prix going up very soon on the channel as well. Unfortunately, Monaco, it was just horrendous. It's not worth uploading at the end of the day there. And yeah, apologies that this video has taken me so long to get up. In all honesty, I'd actually thought I'd done it beforehand and then realised a few days ago that I hadn't. So I made sure it was right at the top of my video to-do list as well. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. Do get yourself subscribed if you're new around here as well, and you do want to see more ERC League racing highlights on the channel. Like I said, Canada will be going up very soon. That was another fantastic race as well, so you don't want to miss it. And yeah, hopefully I will see you guys next time for another video.